turn around, that you just don't get a chance to think about it. You just keep going. You know, we're not talking about our records. We're not doing that stuff. We're not talking with them about where we stand in the standings very often. Every once in a while, they know it though. They're paying attention in their own way. Literally, Plank, yesterday we're practicing, and I'm like, we haven't had enough time working with runners at first and third. We haven't worked enough with runner at third, and what you do when you know, and that's what it feels like. We're just constantly trying to play catch up with teaching and learning, because we are still making some mistakes, and we just don't always have the time to practice it. Although JT steals my defensive time with hogging up hitting. So it is what it is.
Well, it's working right now. Good luck. Go get him, Coach.
Thank you.
That's our pregame interview with head coach Patty Gasso, brought to you by Coca-Cola, official partner of the Oklahoma Sooners. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide when we come back. We'll take a look at the weather, and we got the starting lineups. It is indeed Sam Landry versus Tegan Cavan in this Titanic matchup in Norman. Weather, though, is next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The crowd roars with approval as Patty Gasso makes her way out, and they boo accordingly as Mike White shakes hands with today's home plate umpire, Chris Neighbors. Robert Guest will be our first base umpire, and DJ Sanchez and I have kind of gone back and forth. Marty Abizeshian, that's pretty good, right?
I like that.
He'll be our third base umpire tonight as they exchange lineup cards between two longtime adversaries. And not necessarily saying that because there's ill will, but when Oklahoma plays Texas and when Oklahoma played Oregon, whenever Mike White was at Oregon, DJ, there was always a lot on the line.
Oregon was sent here for a regional when I was in school, and I can tell you Mike White left a very unhappy man. And he was very vocal about it too. But no, it's something that has gone on for since as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about these two coaches who have been in tremendous programs and what they've done, and
it'll be fun.
It's pretty cool.
The team is being introduced through the smoke, and this crowd comes to life. Unlike the way I think we've seen at Love's Field this early before first pitch. There'll be a massive flag that'll be unveiled in Centers Field. And I'll tell you what, tonight's Bob Moore Ford Patriot of the Game really set the tone. U.S. Army Sergeant Michael Peterson was introduced to the crowd here, and he promptly stood up and threw both horns down. So he was ready to go. Now, if you've been in the Norman OKC Metro today, you might ask yourself, how in the world are we playing right now? It rained and rained and rained. The crew that does an incredible job on the grounds here said they speculate about 1.5 inches of rain is what they received here today as the Sooners make their way on the field amidst the smoke beyond the left field wall. But the sun is shining on Love's Field, and it will be gorgeous as long as you get us out of here before midnight. 69 degrees. The storm chances will begin overnight. It is gorgeous. Wind is out of the south and won't play much of a factor, just 9 miles an hour. That's our pregame weather, brought to you by the weather experts at Oklahoma's own News 9 and David Payne, the Oklahoma weather expert. We're counting down to Oklahoma and Texas. This is the Sooner Softball pregame show presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. When we come back, starting lineups for Oklahoma and Texas. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Looking to declutter? Donate to Goodwill Central Oklahoma today. Your gently used clothes, furniture, and household items don't just make room in your home, they help create opportunities for people in our community. When you donate to Goodwill, you're supporting job training, employment services, and more. It's a simple way to give back and make a real impact. Drop off your donations at any Goodwill location or schedule a pickup today. Visit okgoodwill.org to learn more. Goodwill Central Oklahoma, changing lives, one donation at a time.
Hey Sooner fans, a game-changing year is upon us. Call it your staycation destination, your beat the heat retreat, your after-sport resort with indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more. We just call it Okana, and it opens soon, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com.
Spring is in full swing, and there's no better way to celebrate the refreshing weather than with a cup of real refreshment at HTO. With over 20 flavors of freshly brewed iced tea to choose from, you're sure to find a flavor you'll love, like strawberry passion, Texas chai, blueberry, or Georgia peach. Can't choose just one? You don't have to. Mix and match endless flavor combinations to make your own tasty creation. Welcome to your happy place. HTO. Real tea, real refreshing.
Here in Oklahoma, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2013, Precision Garage Door has been proud to be a part of the OKC and Tulsa communities. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we've got you covered. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
An outstanding, just strong rendition of the national anthem from Josh McCutcheon, as both teams will be introduced to this capacity and still rolling in crowd for tonight's game. Now, I'm not telling you that Miranda Turner is the absolute best when it comes to maximizing tickets and butts in seats, but she may have outdone herself here tonight. So if you're in standing room only, find yourself a good spot. I don't think you're going to find a seat tonight, but if you're sitting in those seats, don't sit much. Let's get up, let's get loud, let's have a blast tonight as Oklahoma and Texas square off in the Red River rivalry. We got a lot to get to, and we're running out of time. DJ's Keys the Game's coming up, as well as our preview of the Texas Longhorns. But let's dive in to the starting lineups presented by the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. And right away, DJ Sanchez leading off is Cassidy Pickering on fire, hitting .431 right now, 25 extra base hits, 13 of those home runs, 43 runs batted in. We find her in your Love's Travel Stops player to watch.
Yeah, I love Pickering in that leadoff spot, and it gives her an opportunity when the lower half of that lineup gets on base. It gives her an opportunity to drive in runners in that leadoff spot and also set the table early in the game.
Yeah, she's been outstanding. Really has found a home in that leadoff spot. The crowd boos the announcement of head coach Mike White. Good job. We're on one early. Pickering leading off and playing right field. Gabby Garcia will bat second at short with Ella Parker in the three-hole as the Sooner DP. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas in the cleanup spot at third base, while Sid Sanders will bat fifth and play first. Ilana Agbayani hitting sixth and playing second base, with Isabella Emmerling back in the starting lineup, batting seventh and catching. Abigail Dayton Abby will start out in left field. Her season average up to .319 within that 9-hole. Hannah Core seems like she she's established herself, DJ, probably the best defensive outfielder. No, let's stop. The best defensive outfielder they have. Showed a power surge last week when she hit 2 home runs. She'll be in center field batting 9th. And in the circle for the Sooners, it's Sam Landry, 15-3 overall, a 1.89 ERA. How about this stat from the game notes this week? Did you know that Sam Landry has the second most wins right now among active players in D1? Do you know who's number 1 in career wins? Career wins.
Career.
So the number 1 spot in most career wins in D1 softball.
Who is it?
Bella Smith. Bella Smith's 1. Sam is 2.
That wouldn't have been my guess, but I love it.
No, it wasn't my guess either. But anyway, Sam Landry gets to start tonight. Opponent sitting 190 against her. And she'll be opposed by Tegan Kavan, who has kind of had a mixed bag of success against the Sooners. Tegan, 20-3. She's their ace. 175 strikeouts to 34 walks. A 1.63 ERA. DJ Sanchez, what do you like about the righty Tegan Kavan?
Yeah, it's interesting because you think about Kavan's outings against the Sooners, and you said it. It's been sort of a mixed bag. We've seen her shut them down. We've also seen her get knocked around and have a hard time finding the zone. So it's been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde experience for her, but she's got good velocity. One thing Kavan does a really tremendous job of is tunneling her pitches. She works her pitches through the strike zone, and they've got that late, sharp bite.
Yeah,
she's tough.
She started to develop more of an arsenal of pitches.
Yes.
If you go back to last year's championship series, Mike White, one of the critiques he had of his pitching staff was, we have a pitcher who can do one thing well and then another one, but no one was really good at all of it. And it seems as if Kavan is starting to put that together.
And she's only a sophomore. I mean, you think about all of it. Yeah, I mean, you think about all of it. I mean, what she did as a freshman, she led this team and this pitching staff to the national championship series as a freshman. So, I mean, the improvement that we've seen has been tremendous. But I think with all of that, you also have that extra layer of having the Sooners in the other dugout. And I think that is, I think we would be naive to say that that's not at least a little bit in the mind.
That's your starting lineup presented by Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. President Harris just threw a strike. The Sooners are swaying in the circle, and first pitch is next. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Hey, Sooner fans, want to make the most of not only your game day, but every day? Norman Parks and Recreation has got you covered. With 68 beautiful parks all over Norman, there's always a place to have fun or connect with nature. Swim or shoot hoops at the Young Family Athletic Center. Take a walk at Ruby Grant. Hang out with friends at the Adult Wellness Center or tee off at Westwood. And don't forget to make a splash at the Westwood Family Aquatic Center. Follow us on social at Norman OK Parks to explore all we have to offer. Norman Parks and Recreation, where Norman plays.
Looking for a dealership that puts you first? At Fowler Honda, we pride ourselves on offering a hassle-free car buying experience. With our staff, you'll find the perfect new or certified pre-owned vehicle in no time. Plus, with competitive pricing and flexible financing options, driving off in your dream Honda is easier than ever. Come visit us at Fowler Honda today, where great service and your next vehicle are waiting.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Taking the field. A packed Loves Field awaits first pitch, but before we get going, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. question. Maloney will dig in to lead things off for the Texas Longhorns. Sam Landry with 5 infielders behind her stares in. And the first pitch on a Friday night in Norman is a strike. 5:04 with the first pitch. Because there was a question, at least from our home plate umpire, Chris Neighbors, whenever the Sooners and Patty Gasso introduced the shift. The 0-1 pitch misses a little bit up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Even though Sooners have done this a lot, didn't do it against Texas that I remember last year on the road or in the World Series. But we've seen them do this against fast leadoff hitters. There's a really good pitch that misses low, 2-1. Maloney, by the way, a .428 average. Dangerous on the base paths, though she has just stolen 9 bases this year. She's 9 of 10. Their speedster is Kei Henry. Got to keep her off the bags. 2-1 pitch, line foul, strike 2. Sooners in their all-white uniforms with the, as Nat Davis has taught me, the boomer font now, they call it, the Crimson Oklahoma. You like that?
I like that.
What did you say, that terrible shade of orange?
It's not my favorite. Atrocious.
White pinstripes. Pretty sharp look, though, with Texas cursive across their chest. The 2-2 pitch bounced foul off the foot of Maloney. Ooh, look out, Nelly. Nelly went ahead and followed through and threw the ball to first. I hope we don't get a delay of game on that. It has to be back to the pitcher, right?
Yes.
It's the pitcher.
Yes.
That's right. My bad. But, which, by the way, I think we talked about this. Steve Singleton came out to say something of the Texas dugout. By the way, get used to that. That happens a lot through the course of any contest. All right, we're ready with the 2-2. Sam from the chest brings it home. Ball 3. You saw something.
It's a great location. It's
You're
just
doing that
off.
thing with your arm.
I know. I'm in here. I pantomime as we go along.
But I love it because when I see it, I know there's something that you saw in a release or something.
I love the location, but the discipline from Maloney. I mean, that pitch was in the river.
3-2, bounce to the right side, cut off by Landry, throws to first, 1 away. Good start.
And such a huge out. I mean, you can talk about all day long how important it is for Landry to get in the zone early. First pitch strike, went 3-2, but the miss on the 2-2 conversion was competitive. I mean, it was such a great location, and then it set up the pitch on the inner half to get the ground out. So it's a great sequence to start the game for Landry.
We owe you a few other items from our pregame show, but as always, we do want to thank Tony Walden and Walden Cleaners, where the difference is quality. Got to go see him this week.
Okay.
Got a stain on my favorite khakis. Got to get that fixed. You know who can do that for you? Walden's Cleaners and Laundry. Here's Kei Henry. Dangerous center fielder. Takes ball 1 up and in. Sooners retreat to their normal defensive positioning with Pickering in right. Straightaway center field for Hanacor. Now she really moves straight away. And routine depth in left for Abby Dayton as Bella Emmerling is having some pitch watch issues. She'll head over and swap out with Jen Rocha. Technology.
And you're kind of talking about the defensive shift we saw against Maloney. I can tell you, I'm keeping my eye on Nelly at third because I can tell you, especially going through the top 4 in this lineup, she has got to be on her toes of expecting bunt, like we just saw Henry square around right there.
1 ball, 1 strike. This is how it's supposed to be. This is awesome. Every seat filled here. Standing room to capacity as the 1-1 is right down Lindsay, strike 2.
That's a great pitch. The drop ball, you could see the downward break, but not until that pitch dang near got into the batter's box. You could see that downward trajectory. Great location.
Swing and a miss. 2 away. What a start for Sam Landry. Got to keep those 2 off the bags. And here's Mia Scott.
And that was the same pitch. It was taking the pitch before on the outer half, and then she challenged Henry on the inside part of the plate with that drop ball. That pitch was absolutely filthy.
Two-way for the do-everything, all-around talented Mia Scott. I'm sure how people felt about, say, the Colemans and the Jennings as the first pitch skips away to the backstop for ball one. Get this kid out of here, right? Aren't you out of eligibility? I'm sure they felt that way about some of those Sooners last year. That's how I kind of feel about Mia Scott. Just feels like she's been around forever.
I feel like that about Reese Atwood, too. And she's only a junior.
She's only a junior, yeah. She waits on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Scott, who's hitting .449 on the season. There's a strike. DJ, let's get your Riverwind Casino keys to the game here.
Yeah, one big piece for me, and I feel like we're seeing Sam Landry get there quickly, get in a groove early. One thing that this Sooner team has done from time to time, whether it be in the circle or offensively, is get a little bit of a slow start.
Swing and a miss, strike two.
But Landry, with that pitch right there, I mean, she is coming out and she is in the zone quickly. She looks confident and has her feet underneath her immediately, so that's huge. On the offensive side of the ball, you got to get to Kavan quickly. I mean, it's all going to be about momentum.
Bounce to the right side, cut off by Agbayani, spins, throws, got her. Ailana Agbayani had to cover a lot of real estate, but the Sooner second baseman from the outfield grass spins, retires Scott, and that'll do it for the Longhorns in the first as Mike White grumpily walks back towards the Texas Longhorn dugout. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Sooners headed to the plate. Tonight's game is presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
While other dealers are offering the same deals, you'll get more at Bob Moore Ford. Right now, get employee pricing on over 500 new Ford trucks, Broncos, and SUVs. Plus, Bob Moore gives you 1 year of maintenance included. Get Ford employee pricing now and maintenance included for the next year only at Bob Moore Ford. Conveniently located on Southeast 89th and I-35. Or browse our entire selection online at bobmooreford.com. Offer ends 6/2/25.
From the Whataburger inbox to your speaker, Kayla writes, I'm dead because of no mushroom Swiss. We checked it out and Kayla, though a bit dramatic, is totally fine. And that's great because the mushroom Swiss burger is totally back. Just like Kayla loves, with grilled mushrooms, melty cheese, and creamy au jus sauce. Kayla, don't mess with us like that. The skull emoji is not for playing around. The mushroom Swiss burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
Hey Sooner Nation, when you want to travel, choose the premier motor coach transportation provider, Overland Charters. With over 25 years in the transportation business, Overland Charters is your go-to for top quality group transportation services in Oklahoma and throughout the entire country. So if you want to travel with the winning team this season, choose the premier brand in group transportation, Overland Charters. Check them out online at overlandcharters.com to book your next trip. Overland Charters, official motor coach provider of OU football.
Tonight's game is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Along with DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank, our producer. Tonight is Brian Freeman back in the Learfield studios. And as we head to the bottom of the first scoreless, Cassidy Pickering will lead things off for Oklahoma. Everyone standing one finger in the air, and Tegan Kavan misses low and away, ball one. And you know, you were talking about it in your Riverwind Casino keys to the game, DJ. Get at Kavan early.
Yeah, and I want to be more specific, right? It's not about necessarily putting runs up on the board immediately.
There's a strike.
In a perfect world, that's what we want, right? But having good at-bats off of Kavan, hitting the ball hard, making adjustments early, and sticking to your game plan and attacking early off of Kavan. Sooners do that, the runs will come.
1-1 is fouled straight back.
But it's so important not to let her settle in quickly, especially in front of this crowd. And there's a lot to be said for hard outs early in the ball game. I think that's going to be a big key for this offense.
1 ball and 2 strikes. .431 average on the season. Swing and a miss. She got her. And that's only the 19th time that Cassidy Pickering has struck out this year. in, you look at walks, 41 walks, hit by pitch, that's 42. In about 160 plate appearances. So that's something that just doesn't happen very often. But Gavon is capable, man.
When you look at the setup, that rise ball was off the plate just a bit and getting the chase, but it was definitely a ball.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Gabby Garcia. I'm very intrigued by something that Mike White is doing defensively here tonight. The 0-1 pitch is headed home to Gabby. Called strike two on a pitch that, in fairness, hasn't really been a strike so far tonight. But it's a strike. That's the thing. She took a strike. An 0-2 pitch. That's a little bit up. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gabby Garcia. Been outstanding for the Sooners with a .377 average, 12 home runs.
Now, you were convinced that Mike White was trying to play tricks with his lineup.
I didn't know what was going on. There's a fly ball to the left side of the infield. Mia Scott is battling the sun and the wind. Well, not too much wind. In fact, she makes the catch 2 away. Katie Scott is making just her third start of the season. Katie Stewart, is making just her third start of the season at shortstop.
Yeah.
I thought there was tomfoolery going on with the lineup.
Heck of a time for it. Throw her at short.
Leanne Good is making just her second start of the year at second base. As the first pitch to Ella Parker is a strike. So, Jolie Mitchell's gone pretty much the whole way over at first this year, but he's got her as the DP, and Simmons is over at first. The 0-1 pitch is up and into Ella Parker. In fairness, though, this is the 13th game that Simmons has started at first. That's at least a little bit more normal, but interesting decision here up the middle by Mike White. 2 away for the Sooners in a scoreless game. First, the 1-1 pitch to Ella. A little bit out, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I'm going to be honest. The comfortability of watching Stewart, and again, this is not she's not a good short, so that's not my point.
Right.
But
we'll
watching her right now, the comfortability and the way that she is getting set between pitches, it looks a little out of sorts.
There's a bouncer to the right side, gloved by Simmons. She'll beat Ella Parker to the bag, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the first. Quick 3 up, 3 down for both teams as we head to the second, where it's scoreless in Norman. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Sooner softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Scoreless as we head to the second. Atwood, Mitchell, and Stewart for Texas. It's time for our Blue Cross and Blue Shield opponent outlook. it's just a really good team that's coming here.
Absolutely.
Texas.
And here's the thing about Texas that I think stands out. And you look at their lineup, they don't have a single freshman in the starting lineup. And it comes through in the way that they go about their business. Everything in the way that they play the game, it feels like there's so much veteranship. And they also don't have a ton of seniors in the lineup, too. I mean, they have quite a few, but...
First pitch strike to Reese Atwood.
But this is just a Texas team who, if you give them an inch, much like the Sooners, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I mean, these teams are very similar in a lot of ways, but I think Texas has a seasoned maturity about them.
0-1 pitch is up high, 1-1. I love that. Nationally, the perspective might be a little different on Texas because we've seen Tegan Cavan pitch him to a championship series, and obviously what Reese Atwood can do and Mia Scott. There's just a lot of that unfamiliarity outside of maybe like 2 or 3 Sooners on this roster. There's a 1-1 pitch that misses a little bit out.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this matchup. This is a completely different Sooner team than a year ago. And Texas is not a ton different.
Yeah.
And
shocked how similar they were, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Shocked. Even though they're doing weird things moving Stewart around. 2-2 is hit hard towards the 5-6 hole, past a diving Garcia. We have our first hit of the game, and it's a single through the 5-6 hole past a diving Gabby Garcia for Reese Atwood. Leadoff hitter aboard.
And when I talk about that seasoned maturity, you want to know what veterans do. You miss a spot and you don't get it in on the hands. That's what happens. So first blow to the Longhorns, but Landry, again, make a pitch, stay in on the corners.
Jolie Mitchell is in, shows bunt, misses it. Strike one. Mitchell hitting .407 on the season. Texas, as an overall lineup, has 5 players hitting over .400, but just one of those in SEC play. That's Reese Atwood, who stands at first base right now with nobody out. A scoreless game in the second. There's a ball low and in. And oh, by the way, that was our opponent outlook presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. That shows you how much we had in our pregame show, that it took 6 outs to finally get through it all today.
It's a big day.
1-1. That misses out 2-0. It is. So overall for Mitchell is, well, Emmerling's going to go out and chat with Sam here. What do you think the message is early from Bella?
Get back in the strike zone. I think I have my scorebook wrong. I thought we were 3-0. I didn't think that Mitchell offered on that first pitch, but I'm going to trust the scoreboard. But
let's double check it with the official scoring here.
And it looks like we're 2-1.
Yeah.
But
2-1.
First inning, Landry, that drop ball had that nasty late bite. Her misses were competitive misses. We're starting to see that zone get a little bit big. So, again, not trying to do too much. Let your pitches move.
2-1, grounded to the right side. Could be 2. Agbayani to Garcia for 1 to first. 4-6-3. Double play. 2 away.
And took the words right out of my mouth. Let your pitches move. Stay in the zone and let your defense do the work for you. Throwing ground balls, and that drop ball didn't quite get in on the corner, but Agbayani positioned perfectly. Again, let your defense work for you.
Here's the first pitch to the shortstop, Katie Stewart. It's in for a strike. Stewart is making just her 3rd start at short this year. She's hitting .336 on the season, but pretty incredible .404 average with 2 outs.
Man.
She was a problem last year, the sophomore out of Frankfort, Illinois. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
First definitive off-speed pitch that we've seen from Landry through the strike zone.
I like the way that sounds.
I like it. She threw it early in the first inning, but it was low, so good to see it get through the zone.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Sam. Good miss, low and away. Stewart, by the way, we mentioned a sophomore. Last year, she had a couple big hits. Now, she was also, I think the term would be hosed a little bit whenever a runner left early on a ball that almost was her 2nd home run of the weekend. Here's the 1-2 pitch, popped up, right side. There's no wind to save that. Pickering's under it, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Things you love to see. Essentially another 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless in Norman. Today's game is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
Beats and Bites Festival is back again at Riverwind Casino, where good grooves and great food are on tap all summer long. Kicking off on June 14th with Josh Turner and Edwin McCain, along with crave-worthy eats from local food trucks. There's something for everyone. Get your tickets online or at the box office for just $10. Only at Riverwind Casino.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right, because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
Have lunch at Norman's favorite hidden treasure, Midway Deli, tucked away at the corner of Chautauqua and Eufaula. We may be a little hard to find, but we're even harder to forget. Midway features delicious gourmet sandwiches and a great selection of homemade soups, pastas, and stews. Whether it's lunch or catering or booking our food truck, you'll love the food from Midway. Open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. Breakfast is served all day. The Midway, serving great food to Norman since 1955.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Oklahoma. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
To the bottom of the second we go. Nelly digs in a scoreless game off Tegan Kavan. First pitch in for a strike. Sam Landry got the double play in the second inning. Set him down in order in the first. Kavan was a little bit too dominant for my liking in that first inning. 1-2-3. The 0-1 pitch to Nelly is in for a strike. They're looking for something they're not getting here early, is the only thing I can come up with, because those were two pretty good pitches that Nelly took there.
Yeah, both on the outside corner, and all it's doing is letting Kavan set up to throw a pitcher's pitch wherever she wants, right? 0-2, she can really expand the zone, just like she did right there. Taking the curveball about 2 balls off the plate.
Nelly on the season is hitting .350. In SEC play, she has 10 home runs and a team-high 23 runs batted in. 1-2, line drive, right center field, towards the wall, it takes off, it's to the wall, Nelly's on her way to second, it's a leadoff double.
0-2, no less, and in my mind, I was going, Nelly, show some discipline, because I was expecting rise ball in hard on the hands. Kavan went with the off speed, and Nelly was absolutely sitting late. Textbook.
Here's Sid Sanders. Her last at bat against Texas was a big one, as that's a strike. The crowd did not like that. Her last at bat might have really put Oklahoma ahead for good. Well, I mean, it did, but that base is clearing double. The 0-1 pitch misses outside, 1-1. Really set the stage for national championship number 8 and her 4th straight championship for the Sooners. But Sanders is missing something on her Texas resume. The 1-1 is low. Sid Sanders in 2 regular season series against Texas does not have a hit.
Ooh, I would have never.
Yeah.
I mean, because she's been so good against them in
the
postseason.
2-1, misses out, ball 3. We got a tight zone tonight, peeps. Yeah, during the regular season, Sanders 0 for 9, but Her 2 hits during the postseason were 2 of the biggest hits of the year for the Sooners.
You want to know what I would be curious to know? How many walks has she drawn against Texas?
2.
Okay.
Swings and has a mighty cut on the rise.
Of course you knew that.
Yeah. I just had it written down here. With the Sooners trailing 3-2 in the championship series, Sanders drove in 3 on a bases loaded double that gave the Sooners their first lead. 3-2 is ball 4. Oh, you have something cooking here.
And such a good at-bat for Sydney Sanders. Went after the rise ball on the 3-1, but not chasing that pitch on the outer half. And here's what I love. Ailana Agbayani, nobody out, runners at first and second, and just an opportunity to move some runners.
Texas is slowing the pace down. Reese Atwood goes out and has a quick conversation with Tegan Kavan.
You're expecting rise ball, and you can see third baseman Mia Scott is in Agbayani's face.
First pitch, long drive, right field. It's down for a hit. Patty Gasso is going to have to hold Nelly at third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning, with Bella Emmerling coming to the plate, and Texas pitching coach Patty Ruth Taylor headed to the circle. I mean, everyone was in, and she lined one that was hit so hard. Ashton Maloney and Wright almost caught it.
Yep.
And Nelly had to wait, so she wasn't able to score.
Best part of all of it, though, Agbayani, I got a feeling that Coach Gasso was going to give her a pitch, right? And took advantage. It was a drop ball. It was either a drop ball or it was a miss. But down in the zone in what I think everyone thought would have been a short game situation of some type, especially with Agbayani at the plate. She got the one pitch of going, if it's their kid, hack it. And now you got bases loaded, nobody out. These are the types of moments early in this game where the Sooner offense start passing the bat.
And for Bella Emmerling, she came off the bench a couple of times. And since she really seems to be a different hitter. Here she takes an off speed for strike 1. Numbers improving. 10 home runs on the season, 31 runs batted in. But maybe more impressive, she's 4 for 7 with the bases loaded this year as the 0-1 pitch misses low. Abby Dayton waits on deck. What a moment here early in this game. Sacks full of Sooners, scoreless in the bottom of the second inning, and nobody out. The 1-1 pitch, bounce towards third. Scott gloves, they'll concede the run, and they'll throw across to retire Emmerling, but Oklahoma strikes first.
And that'll do. And a pretty good pitch coming from Kavan, and you get rid of that situation. That's exactly what you want, right? A rollover ground ball. But Emmerling finding a way, use the dirt. It's amazing what you can do when you put the ball on the ground.
Interesting, because it was an infield grounder. Did Scott have a play at the plate that she passed on, or did she have too much momentum going to first? Abby Dayton in, quick first pitch is a strike. I
think because it's early in the game, I mean, you never want to concede runs by any means, but I think she's taking that momentum to first base.
0-1 is Sky down the left field line, foul territory, and off the netting. Good chase by Katie Bennett. Don't think we've had a chance to really set this Texas defense yet. Mia Scott over at third. Katie Stewart, as we mentioned, making just her third start of the season at short. Leanne Good's been at short quite a bit. She's at second. Katie Simmons makes the start at first with a battery of Tegan Kavan and Reese Atwood. Big pitch here, the 0-2 to Dayton. Check swing on a pitch up. They're going to check. She didn't go. Reese Atwood thought it was strike 3. She popped up, gave a big fist pump. Katie Bennett is in left field. Kaden Henry in center field is shaded towards left center and shallow. That right center gap between her and Ashton Maloney is wide open. The 1-2 pitch, Dayton, swing and a miss. There's another celebration from Atwood, and there's 2 away for Hannah Core. Well, bases loaded, nobody out. Even if it comes with a 2-out hit, we don't care. You gotta come away with more than just one here, DJ.
Yeah, you've got to put a crooked number up, and you know, we were kind of talking about, did Mia Scott have a play? Potentially, but do you take that risk in the second inning? And, you know, you got to score to win anyway. 1 run with bases loaded, nobody out, you take it and you be on your way, because guess what? Momentum has just shifted. So such a big at-bat here for Hannah Core.
1-0 count to Hannah Core, who homered in the Friday and first Sunday game last week. Good pitch in on her hands, called strike. Fans here didn't like it. Core has 7 hits and has scored 6 runs in conference play. 7 runs batted in as well. The 1-1. Bounce to the right side, backing up on it and making the play is good. She'll throw to first, and that'll do it. But Oklahoma strikes first. An RBI ground out by Bella Emmerling, and as we head to the third, it's the Sooners 1, Texas 0. Today's game is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. No. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. No, by visiting nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. Tonight's Patriot of the Game is U.S. Army Sergeant Michael Peterson. Gave the horns down before the game. Mike White late arriving out of the dugout, heads to the third base coach's box. Sooner Softball also brought to you by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. 1-0 Sooners as we head to the third. You lament that it could have been more, but you're happy to get on the board first.
Yeah, I mean, you can always look back and go, oh, we left runners on base every single game. It was good to see some better at-bats.
First pitch to Simmons is a strike.
You know, you look at Nellie's at-bat, and you look at Sydney Sanders and Ilana Agbayani. 3 in a row, you're going, all right, let's go. And then, again, kind of seeing it followed up by 3 not tremendous at-bats. So, good thing is getting ready to roll the lineup back over.
One swing and a miss to Simmons, strike 2. And at least in what Mike White is doing here tonight, this is a part of the Texas order that has struggled maybe even more so than the Sooners have at times at 7, 8, and 9. The 0-2 pitch misses low.
Well, and it's going to be such a key for Landry to take care of 7, 8, 9. Because, I mean, you've got that, and I'm going to go ahead and call a spade, the gauntlet of Maloney, Henry, Scott, and Atwood at the top. The last thing you need is for someone in the 7, 8, 9 to get hot for the Longhorns.
1-2 is fouled back. And Simmons and, I don't know, maybe you could say Leanne Good candidates for that. Katie started to find a little bit more of a role in this Texas lineup recently. Another one of those names that you feel like has been around forever, playing bit parts for the Horns. She bounces this one foul. 1-0 Sooners in the third, and it is the third inning. So for those of you that are new to the broadcast, We have our third inning shoutouts brought to you by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Let us know where you're listening from at OU on the Air on X. That's at OU on the Air. Check it periodically through the third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just gets a piece of it. Simmons, they have her listed at 258 on the scoreboard. The official stats, double checking on that. Yeah, they're in line tonight.
For just a minute, I thought you were talking about weight, and I'm going, there is no way.
Oh, no. Swing and a miss. Got her up and in. You're liking locations a little better here. Deeds, first strikeout of the game for Sam Landry. Or, pardon me, second strikeout of the game for Sam Landry.
Yeah, I think you're watching a lot of plus counts for Landry, and I'm sitting here tracking at bats where she's throwing first pitch strikes and working ahead. She's getting her outcomes when she's ahead. I mean, that's...
First pitch strike to Leanne Good, who digs in.
And we can say that over and over. I feel like I say it every single game, and it feels elementary, but I think it gets lost sometimes on how important certain counts are for pitchers. But such a big spot, 8 and 9, of just working ahead and putting the pressure on these hitters.
0-1, she shows bunt, takes a strike.
And I think what I like about it even more, Simmons and Good, both 0-2 counts. So you've got the bottom part of this Longhorn lineup that's struggling a little bit already. Put their backs against the wall and put them in an 0-2 count early.
The 0-2. Oh, just missed inside.
It's a pretty good spot. But that up and in, one pitch that's been really solid for Landry is that drop. So an opportunity here to go back to it maybe on the outer half.
The 1-2. Bounced foul. I say bounced foul. Looks like it chopped off her foot. That is a terrible way to describe what just happened with that ball. I'm sorry. She bounced it off her foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. What a scene here tonight. The pitch bounced hard to the right side. Agbayani gobbles it up, throws to first, and that's quickly 2 away.
That's that drop on the outer half. And we've seen Landry go to it over and over, but that pitch is just tunneling straight through the strike zone, and it's not allowing any of these Longhorn hitters to get the ball and lift it. I mean, just feeding her infield.
Here's the 9-hole hitter, Katie Bennett, who takes the first pitch strike.
That's 3 for 3 this inning.
Bennett, a 275 hitter. Simmons strikes out to start the inning. Leanne Good grounds out. 2 away here for Bennett. And that just misses a little bit low and in. I have been so enamored with talking about and diving into the RPI too. So just I'm warning you guys for the weekend. The 1-1. Ooh, that just misses low.
Well, I think we've paid, I have at least, I've paid more attention to it this year than I have.
Maybe since 2017.
Absolutely. I haven't even thought about it really until this year too much.
And for those that, again, are new, top 8 national seeds get to host a super regional. If you get through your regionals, top 16 host regionals. So you want to be in that top 8, Captain Obvious, because the road to Oklahoma City will go through your stadium.
Yeah.
And right now, both of these teams are considered to be in that mix. In fact, I don't want to get too carried away here, but I think they're both kind of locks right now, but you never know with what.
Well, and I think when we heard Coach Gasso talking about it in the pregame of taking care of business here this weekend would really solidify.
2-1 pitch. There you go. Strike 2. Good talk, Bella Emily.
I think that's kind of that hint, right, of putting yourself in a position to where they cannot keep you out of that top 8.
Yeah. Leave no doubt would be a good message for this weekend. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Sam Landry, headed home. Got her. Swinging. Inning over. Sam Landry has gone through the Texas lineup and has allowed just 1 hit, Sooners head to the bottom of the third inning with a 1-0 lead. Hey, shout out to our buddy Shane Sanders. He's got us tuned in out of Midwest City. Sooner Judy in Silver City, New Mexico. How about our buddy Chief George Tiger up in Bristow? Doug Hamilton in Hockley, Texas. Okie Phil has his ears on. My dad used to hate it when I say that. And Stephen York, got a night. We got a game. We got a lead. We headed to third. 1-0 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
At Brahms, we offer more than just burgers, shakes, and fries. We have an entire fresh market for your everyday grocery needs, from farm fresh milk to meats, freshly baked breads, and produce. We also carry a wide variety of our premium ice cream, frozen yogurt, and sherbet. And with Brahms delivery trucks running 7 days a week, our items are always fresh. Stop by your neighborhood Brahms Fresh Market for an incredibly fast, incredibly convenient grocery shopping experience, so you can spend more time on things that matter most.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Need to get back in the game when it comes to health insurance for your family or just yourself? We've got you covered. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is connecting Oklahomans to quality health care through every stage of life. Local service with access to the largest network in the state. Choose Blue. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma is a proud sponsor of the University of Oklahoma Athletics.
Presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. It's 1-0 Oklahoma as Cassidy Pickering will lead things off. Second time through the lineup for the Sooners against Tegan Kavan in a first pitch strike to Pickering, who was a strikeout victim in a very fast first inning for the Sooners.
So talking about this for Landry on the other side of the ball about throwing first pitch strikes.
One tie.
Kavan, 8 of 10 first pitch strikes. So if you are the Sooners, you've got to recognize that, especially going through the lineup the second time. Get aggressive, attack early in the count, and don't allow Kavan to get in a pitcher's count.
There's a ball that just missed a little bit on the outer edge. 2 balls and a strike. Pickering at .427 with her overall average on the season. Hitting .423 in SEC games. And she rips one to the right field. It's a leadoff base hit. And for the second inning in a row, the Sooners get their leadoff hitter aboard. I mean, I know we say this a lot whenever we see Oklahoma Sooner pitchers make a mistake, right? Yeah. Missed a spot. Looked like Kavan just left that one right over the plate for Pickering.
Dead red. But you got to love Pickering attacking that pitch.
Yeah.
I don't feel like first time through the lineup necessarily that any mistakes got hammered like that. So it's a good job of seeing Pickering attack.
Here's the first pitch with the runner going. Garcia faked the bunt, pulled back, and Pickering stole second without a throw, and I don't know. They're going to challenge if if Pickering left early. Atwood, she didn't leave early, by the way. Atwood didn't even realize she was going. If anything, Pickering left ridiculously late. Mike White.
Texas is challenging that the runner left early. The previous play is under further review.
There you go. McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs.
One would think that he had somebody in the dugout. Ooh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yep,
they got her.
They're going to bang her.
I didn't think she had.
Yep.
Because here's the thing. When he turned to challenge, he asked Steve Singleton, and no one gave him the yes go. They kind of threw their arms out. So I thought that was an indication.
After review, it's been determined the runner left early at first base.
Yeah.
The runner's out. The ruling has changed. That is Texas's first challenge.
Yeah, that's a gut punch after the leadoff base hit, and then add to it. I mean, Atwood never even saw that she was going.
Well, and it crossed my mind that potentially Mike White, and when I saw it on the replay, it confirmed that that's not in any way, shape, or form what happened. But it crossed my mind that Mike White was going to say that Gabby Garcia stepped in front of Atwood. The way that Atwood kind of responded, and again, that was nowhere near.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pickering left early, and Garcia is sending this ball out of here early, baby! A solo shot to the deepest part of Love's Field, and Gabby Garcia touches them all on a bomb. And it's 2-zip Sooners.
And that is how you pick up your teammate. When you look at what could have been something that took the Sooners out of this inning, and the freshman comes up big time on a pitch that hit a corner. It was a pretty good pitch on the outer half, and Gabby Garcia just went down and got it on the lower part of the zone.
Home runs this year are proudly brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. Ground ball, right field, base hit, Ella Parker. Fifth hit of the game for the Sooners. They're seeing her, DJ. You want to know who was paying attention to first pitch strikes? Ella Parker.
Coming in, hacking, and expecting a pitch early in the count to be in the zone. And I'm going to tell you this much. That pitch was in the zone.
That's going to be it, right? Is this no. Mike White comes out, the fans respond. It was a challenge he came out for earlier. But they're going to. Oh, she started. Tegan Kavan started to hand the ball to Mike White like she was done, and Mike White said, no. Wow. All right, what do you think the message is here to Tegan Kavan?
Settle down. I mean, listen to this place.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that she's feeling it. You don't see the same. I've been saying this all week. You don't see the same confidence from Kavan in the circle against this OU offense that we see so often. She is so talented and so tremendous, but she doesn't have that same confidence right now. Again, any pitcher who walks out and is about to hand you the ball, you got to at least in your mind have a little bit of pause to let her face another batter, right? Because it's only 2-0, and you would hope your ace wants the ball.
They'll let Mike White have it as he walks back into the Texas dugout. I think that's going to be a theme all weekend long, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, as it should be.
All right, now Nellie McEnroe-Marinas digs in. 2-0 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch to Nellie is in for a strike. Nellie, her last time up, doubled into right center field and scored the only run on a bases-loaded groundout. No balls and one strike to Nellie. Big swing, right field, base hit. That's going to get up the alley. No. Cut off. Nice job by Maloney. And it's the 6th hit of the game. And it's a single from Nellie McEnroe-Marinas.
Can we just appreciate for a minute how well Nellie McEnroe-Marinas is taking the ball the other way? I mean, and we rewind to the Mississippi State series, rewind even before that, struggling on pitches on the outer half. And I say struggling, kind of not seeing pitches well on the outer half. What an adjustment.
First pitch off-speed strike to Sid Sanders, who walked her last time up. Take advantage of these opportunities. Give yourself a good gap here early. This Texas team has been scrappy all season long. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Parker stays at second. Good job by Reese Atwood on that. This game pushing towards the 1 hour mark. And so far, from a intensity perspective, it's been all that we expected. Here's the 1-1 to Sid. Misses a little bit out, 2-1.
And Mike White stepped out of the dugout, sent one of his reserves down to the bullpen to kind of gave the, all right, make sure we've got people ready.
Visitors bullpen off of that right field corner. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Sanders. Ball 3. And the only out that has been recorded this inning was when Cassidy Pickering left early at first base. And it's a 3-1 hitters count here to Sid Sanders. Find something you like, Sid. The pitch, missed high, ball 4, bases loaded.
You can see Tegan Kavan feeling not just the Sooner team, but, I mean, this crowd's outrageous, right? In the best way possible. I say that as in the best way possible, but look at the demeanor of the Texas infield right now. It looks defeated.
You got to knock them out when they get a chance. It's only a 2-zip game. Agbayani singled on the first pitch. She saw her first at bat as she rips one deep to left field. It's a grand slam home run from Ailana Agbayani. She goes opposite field on the first pitch of the at-bat, and Oklahoma has blown this game wide open. It is rocketed Love's Field.
I love the way Ailana Agbayani plays the ball game and everything that she does. But let me tell you this, we started this inning, Plank, talking about how nearly every batter Tegan Kavan had faced, first pitch strike. And what I love, Coach Gasso has been asking and just demanding of this team to attack. And we've got an entire offense who is tracking what is happening in the circle with Kavan, the way that she's sequencing her pitches, and they are attacking one of the best pitchers in the country early in counts and have just run her from this ball game in the third.
We're going to have a pitching change. And our pitching changes are brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. We'll take a 60-second timeout, and we'll find out when we return who the new Texas pitcher will be. It's 6-0 Sooners, and this is Sooner softball from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students and businesses with career training opportunities.
We help students explore their passions, and we help adults learn new skills for new careers.
We work directly with Oklahoma businesses to make sure you get the skills employers need.
Employers today care more about skills. That's why we offer training in school districts and technology centers statewide.
More Oklahomans value workforce education than ever before.
Oklahoma Career Tech.
A workforce solution.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
Mac Morgan, the new pitcher for Texas, the Arizona State grad, and her third season with the Longhorns before she faces another Sooners with OU, any more Sooners with OU up 6-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. Here's Isabella Emmerling. The first pitch from Morgan is low for ball 1. Total numbers, a 2.95 ERA for Morgan. 7-3 record today, or on the season. 30 runs, 24 of those earned. The 1-0 pitch misses low. And Oklahoma has chased Tegan Kavan after 2 1/3. And the only out of this inning so far has been because of a base running error. The 2-0, what a cut, fouled back.
Yeah, and we talked keys to the game, get to Kavan early, check. I mean, and I think the one thing that I really loved about all of it is just as this team went through the lineup the second time, you saw a shift in their at-bats. They didn't wait until late in this ball game.
Big cut, swing and a miss, strike 2.
And I feel like that's something, again, we've seen from this offense of wait until the 4th, 5th, and then let's adjust and play catch-up. And, again, just such a great sign, such a great adjustment.
There's a pitch on the 2-2 that just misses. Ooh.
It's a good curveball.
That was a really good pitch from Max Morgan. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6-zip Sooners. Here's the pitch to Emmerling. Got her swing. 2 away. By the way, shout out to Gayla Boone, who checked in from Oneida, Wisconsin. They're at the pub watching. Traylon DeCur is in. Tim Fanning's on his way home for the weekend. They're in Ohio tonight. Brett up in New York City. I saw our buddy Mark Worley, Papa Wheelie out in Choctaw. Big Sky Sooner and TJ are tuned in Noble, and Joe's dialed in Frisco. First pitch, swinging line to second, Liam. Good. Reaches up and makes the catch, but it was an inning full of hard contact from the Sooners. And as we head to the fourth, it's all Oklahoma on the Ilana Ogbayani Grand Slam. It's Oklahoma 6, Texas zip. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/olderadults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Norman. We were watching because Mike White and former Sooner volunteer assistant Kristen Zaleski were kind of talking to the umpires. Mike White did not seem happy, and then we realized, mid-inning interviews, the whole ESPN crew is here tonight. It is 6-0 Sooners. Along with EJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. I don't know if you could have asked for a better moment for a hitter that is starting to get it going a little bit in Ilana Ogbayani. She's capable of that.
Oh, gosh. When you think about Ilana Ogbayani, she is so versatile in the way that she goes about everything. But that's just her second bomb on the year. And it was Oppo, and it was massive. But she has just such a clean and smooth swing. But I love when pitchers continue to throw her outside. Because you're kind of going, have you not figured out yet that she can do that? Like, that she can just lace a pitch to the opposite field. I sit and I watch and I wait and go, please, try to paint the outside corner and get her to wave, because she doesn't. And you see a lot of lefties do that.
5 infielder look as Texas to the top of the lineup, and Ashton Maloney. First pitch to Maloney is in for a strike. By the way, I know we kind of had some fun there in the third, but we see y'all from our buddy Warren, who brought all the pom-poms. He was fired up when he came by in the pregame show. Warren Blankenship. Saw Danita Higgs and the crew had checked in. Danny and Deb in Maysville. Bubba and KP and Temple. There's a really good pitch that misses. A ball and a strike. The OU Club of Birmingham, OU Bruce. My man Evan Todd was in. Christy McMurphy, an OU alum. Alpha Gamma sorority sisters who are synced up in Carrollton, Texas. There's a strike. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. And more of those coming up tomorrow night. Ashton Maloney grounded out to second in the first inning. Landry's ahead on the count, a ball and 2 strikes with OU up 6-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. One away. Chalk it up for Sam Landry. She is cooking. That'll be her 4th strikeout of the game.
The drop ball is absolutely dirty. It's been filthy since the first pitch, and you're seeing that pitch again work through the zone and then fall completely out of it. She just has these Longhorn hitters absolutely fooled.
So there's the pace of this game. I mean, it's been okay, but it seems as if our home plate umpire, Chris Neighbors, who I don't know if we've had him this year or not, but he has to note every single time the Sooners shift from the 5 infielders to go back to a normal outfit. I don't know why. It's the first time it's happened all year long, but here we go. Caden Henry, strikeout victim, her first time up. There's a strike from Sam. First pitch strikes.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. 6 in a row for Sam Landry. And again, it's so important, but she's doing it in a little bit of a different way than Kavan, right? Kavan working pitches that didn't have a lot of horizontal break early.
0-1 misses low and away.
That's a drop ball. That first pitch strike to Caden Henry was a drop ball that started a little high and fell into the lower quadrant of the zone. So she's throwing pitchers' pitches to open counts and finding a way to catch and nibble on the strike zone early.
1-1 bounce foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And then you look at the flip side of that, and Ella Parker, Agbayani taking advantage of the first pitch strike off of Kavan. They weren't tremendous movement pitches to open counts, so that's the difference.
A 1-2 pitch to the center fielder from Texas is heading home. Got her swinging. Oh, she pulled the string on a dirty off speed, and there's 2 away.
I just want to sit back and appreciate the pitch sequence right now. I mean, I'm up here kind of nerding out a little bit, but it doesn't happen very often. But just working that drop ball and then pulling the string, and that's the first ball she's thrown to a batter since the 2nd inning to open a count.
Mia Scott takes the miss outside for ball 1, grounded out to second in the first. This is a very top-heavy lineup for Texas, which I think is fair to say is kind of the case across the game. And Scott hits one deep to center field at the wall. It is gone. That's what she's capable of. And it's 6-1 on the home run the other way from Mia Scott.
And just a pitch a little bit elevated in the zone. I've talked so much about the drop ball coming from Landry today so far in this game, and keeping the ball, keeping the Longhorns from having the opportunity to see what we did just there. And that was actually a drop ball. That wasn't a rise ball, and it was just a miss. But up in the zone, elevated.
6-1 game. Bella Immerling is out having a longer conversation maybe than usual with Sam Landry after that. It's kind of been the area that has, I guess you could say, been a little frustrating in SEC play for the Sooners. That is the 24th home run that OU pitching has given up in SEC play. First pitch to Atwood is outside for a ball.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that has been, I'm going to use the same word, frustrating, is the things that you can't defend. And I think that has been, at times, an Achilles heel for the staff as a whole. Walks, free passes, the long ball.
There's a swing and a miss by Atwood, 1-1.
And you can't defend that. And it's something that it's amazing how quickly a walk and a bomb can turn a game on its head. And I feel like we felt that at times. Now the beauty of today is, Texas can swing it. They can swing it. They're one of the best offenses in the country, and you can't take that for granted. But it's a lot easier to face this lineup when you've got a 5-run cushion.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Atwood is low. Throw strikes. Do your best to keep it in the yard. No free passes here. Let's not give them an opportunity to get back in this game because you start throwing a lot of free passes. What are you seeing? 2 balls and a strike. Pitch from Landry. Oh, that skipped before the plate. Ball 3. And Bella's going to walk out again. By the way, Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the junior captain of the game. Junior captain is the ultimate fan experience for children grades 3 through 7. Visit either location in Norman or South OKC for your free consultation. And Planet Fitness is a proud partner of Sooner Softball with multiple locations in Oklahoma. Planet Fitness can help you with whatever you're getting fit for. Join today.
And I like that Emmerling took a moment to go out and have a chat with Landry. Again, you got a 5-run cushion, but the 3-1 following up the bomb. Again, we talk about things that have been an issue.
3-1 pitch is hit hard, but foul down the right field line.
But making sure that you're, as Emmerling is kind of recognizing, Landry has just been rolling and dealing and throwing tremendous pitches. Stay there. Don't try to do too much. There's no reason to put anybody on base at this point. Throw strikes, keep the ball down.
The 3-2 pitch, that missed outside, ball 4. First walk of the game that Landry has surrendered.
And we were just talking about it, Plank, the Achilles heel, if you will, and we just saw it back-to-back, right? Ball leaves the yard, and then you follow it up with a walk. So needing to get back to it here quickly with Jolie Mitchell.
Yeah, be careful with Mitchell. She grounded into an any double play. She has 12 home runs on the season. First pitch, strike. I think you look at some of the trouble that has been there for Sam. DJ, fair to say, when she falls behind and counts, which...
Absolutely.
Captain Obvious.
No, well, I mean, you know, I feel like we talk about it a lot, but it's the truth, but it's not bad to work deep into counts sometimes.
Oh, one runner goes late. The throw from her knees is on time, but short of the bag, it looked like, was Garcia with the tag. And it's a sneaky stolen base there from Reese Atwood to put a runner in scoring position. That's her 6th stolen base of the season. 6 for 6 on the year.
And I think I'm overthinking this, but my mind, that was an off-speed pitch. Was it picked? Did Atwood read it early? Was it picked out of the glove early?
Here's the 1-2. Misses up 2-1. 1-1, 2-1 now. It's now going to be a 3rd trip to the circle here, and this time it's going to include Jen Rocha in the conversation. What do you think?
2 outs. Again, get back to, I feel like we've seen both sides of this in this inning, right? Back-to-back strikeouts of just pitches that were absolutely filthy. You give up the lone shot to Mia Scott, and you know what? And I hate to say this, but you tip your hat and you move on, right? If you're going to give up a solo shot in a 6-0 ball game, you don't want to say so be it, but so be it, move on. And then you've got the walk, the 2-1 count, but just getting back to being loose and letting those pitches work through the zone. You can kind of see the misses aren't competitive misses in the last 3 at-bats.
Yeah.
They're not. And everything prior to that, every single pitch you saw either an active take or a defensive swing coming from Texas. So getting every pitch and those misses back competitive and closer to the plate.
Meeting's over. The 2-1 is line to center field, falling fast. Core diving. Are you kidding me? Did she get it? Did she catch it? No, it skipped into her glove. It'll be an RBI single as Hannah Core gave it all she got, tried to sell it that she caught it, but she knew it skipped, and it's a 6-2 game.
Longhorns making some adjustments, and what an effort by Hannah Core. And you kind of hold your breath for a moment of going, if you're not going to catch it, you better keep it in front.
She barely kept it in front of her too. First pitch to Katie Stewart is a wild pitch to the backstop, and off to second goes Jolie Mitchell.
So these are those things you can't defend.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like as we kind of watch, and again, still 4-run lead, 2 outs, let your defense work for you.
The 1-0 pitch falls low, ball 2.
But the pace, you watch Landry early in this inning, I'd be curious to kind of time it. Back-to-back strikeouts of the 1-2 hitters, how quickly she was working. I feel like we're seeing her tempo slow down a little bit.
There's a grounder foul. We have that mic. Sorry about that there, Deej. We have the mic from the umpires that they tell us, hey, always keep it hot because they'll explain things to you. We're getting some nasty feedback on that. Sorry, guys. Apologies to our producer, Brian Freeman, back in the Learfield IMG studio, or Learfield Studios, excuse me. 6-2 Sooners here. Top of the 5th. That pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike. We keep trying to move this game along, too. Top of the 4th. Sooners just put 5 on the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Sam Landry. Ball 4.
And you can hear the groans. And it's a good spot. It's just, unfortunately, just catching off the plate.
Yeah, that hasn't been a strike all night here tonight. All right, here's Katie Simmons.
Go after the 7 hole. We've talked about the bottom half of this Longhorn lineup not having a ton of production here lately. Get yourself out of the inning with minimal damage.
First pitch to Simmons is in for a strike.
Throwing a lot of off-speed pitches.
Yeah. She's got confidence in it. No balls and a strike. Landry is ready with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the 4th. That misses up and away, 1-1. It's a good team. It's a good Texas team. They fought back. They had an incredible game against LSU in the series finale last week. Fought from behind a game against Florida earlier this year. That's had some really fun battles with Tech very early in the season. There's a bouncer back up the middle. Cut off by Garcia. Shovels to second. Inning over. Wow. Agbayani thought there was 1 out. She fired a throw to first, but the good news is it didn't matter, and the inning is over. Texas puts a couple on the board. We'll see if the Sooners respond as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. A solo home run from Mia Scott, and then an RBI single from Jolie Mitchell has cut it to 4. Oklahoma 6, Texas 2. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has connected students and businesses with career training opportunities.
We help students explore their passions, and we help adults learn new skills for new careers.
We work directly with Oklahoma businesses to make sure you get the skills employers need.
Employers today care more about skills. That's why we offer training in school districts and technology centers statewide.
More Oklahomans value workforce education than ever before.
Oklahoma Career Tech.
A workforce solution.
I'm Mike Rohn. The last time I was back here in Oklahoma, I got to hang out with some local rock stars. Maybe you've seen these guys. They drilled 2.5 miles straight down through the rock and then 3 miles out in various directions to find the oil and natural gas we all still need. In other words, these rock stars used to have to dig dozens of individual wells, but now, with horizontal drilling, they only need to dig 1. That's a song I can sing along with. Check out the rock stars of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas and enjoy their latest hits at oerb.com/micro.
Homeland brings savings and Sooner wins home all season long. Homeland and Game Day delivered by DoorDash brings you all the essentials right to your door. From tailgating treats to armchair quarterback snacks, we've got everything that you need. Order now and enjoy the freshness and savings Homeland is known for. Homeland and Sooner Game Day delivered by DoorDash.
Located just minutes from the OU campus, Courtyard Norman offers affordable, stylish accommodations with tech-forward amenities and classic Southern hospitality. Book your stay today at Marriott.com/OKCNO. And the University of Oklahoma and Sooner Sports Properties would like to thank our concession partners, Anheuser-Busch, Fletcher's Original Corny Dogs, Coca-Cola, The Baked Bear, Community Coffee, Taco Mayo, Wonderfolk, and Boomerang Diner. And while Mike White talks with, I almost said Patty Gasso. I just said look down and saw Coach out of the corner of my eye. Talks with ESPN and Holly Rowe, who's here. We do want to thank Love's Travel Stops, not only as the sponsor of this weekend's Red River rivalry, but as the presenting sponsor of OU softball. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. It is 6-2 Oklahoma. Would like to see a response here from the Sooners, DJ, right?
Absolutely. I mean, answer back. And I think with that, too, you've got Mac Morgan in the circle. Make her feel uncomfortable. I mean, and the Sooners got on Kavan quickly. Do not give Morgan the opportunity to settle in and keep some momentum on the Texas dugout.
Hannah Cord takes a pitch that I don't know if you can tell. The Oklahoma Sooner fans here just do not like. It's called a strike.
It's a little right.
The one is a little bit out, 1-1. I will say, Morgan, the last time Texas was here, had at least when you consider the standards of teams trying to stop the 2023 Sooners, 1-1 pitch is ripped foul down the right side. I mean, that was maybe one of the greatest teams in the history of college softball in 2023. They played a game where Morgan had held the Sooners at bay. 6 innings. And then, of course, Oklahoma responded with a 3-run bottom of the 7th to win it. The 1-2 pitch misses outside on a Jada Coleman game-tying home run and a Kinsey Hansen walk-off single. But for that team, Morgan, 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, only allowed 2 earned runs. 2-2. Inside ball 3.
She's got sneaky good stuff, and she's a much different look than Kavan. I mean, she has velocity up in the upper 60s, but she spins the ball a little bit differently. She really works left and right.
Full count pitch to Hannah Core. Line drive, right field, base hit. Core stuck the bat out, made a little contact, and made it work.
But here's the deal about working left and right. You've got to be in pitcher's counts. The 3-2 to Hannah Core, just catching enough of the plate on the outer half. And you can see Core, you already said it, playing, just throwing the barrel.
Sooners, I mean, in the kindest way possible, absolutely lit her up last year.
Yeah.
In the 3 times they saw her. Here's the first pitch to Pickering, and that misses out, ball 1. Pickering's 1 for 2, but you know, she's probably upset about getting caught leaving early in the last half inning for the Sooners. 6-2 Oklahoma. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0 from Morgan. That misses out, 2-0. In the series in Austin that Oklahoma eventually lost, Morgan was the surprise starter. After 4 1/3, the Sooners chased her, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. The 2-0 is hit to the right side, foul, just barely. And then when they faced her in the championship series, 6 hits in 3 2/3. Sooners scored 2 runs. She's a little bit better, I guess you could say, in the champ series, but all in all, Oklahoma has hit her hard. And now time is given, kind of surprisingly, to Cassidy Pickering, as Morgan tried to make it look like she was ready to go.
Yeah, Morgan works quick. I mean, she gets the ball back, and she is on the rubber.
2-1 pitch misses low, ball 3. You know, it was interesting because I'm not going to complain about it. You know, I like the games moving. But it really seems as if that's something that you're seeing a lot from pitchers this year. They're getting on the rubber, and they are going. Here's the 3-1 to Pickering. Swings and pops it out. Foul territory. Is there room over there to make a catch? There is. But did Mia Scott make it? No.
You know, and Plank, you're kind of talking about seeing pitchers work quicker. It used to be one of those things, right? Coaches and hitters would be holding up the time and kind of saying, like, slow it down.
Right.
And I think now pitchers sort of have that, I can work as quick as I want because I'm on the clock.
Right.
It kind of takes that element out of it.
3-2 pitch is ball 4. Core was going, never looked back. Doesn't matter. She can whoa up. And here's Gabby Garcia, who homered her last time up. Morgan, frustrated, calls for Reese Atwood to come out and chat with her. Little glove bump as here comes Gabby. Her 13th home run made it at the time a 2-1 game.
I'd love to see an answer here from the Sooners after Texas put up a crooked number. A little bit of a rough inning for Landry, but answer back and let Sam Landry go back to work with that big cushion.
First pitch strike to Gabby Garcia. 6-2 Sooners, but runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a bunt, and it's a beauty, and it's fair. Scott throws, and they got her, but the runners move up 60. Mia Scott, you are something else, man. She came running down, and a nice pick over at first base as well by Leanne Good. The sacrifice works. The crowd applauds it, and here comes Ella Parker.
And that was a big-time play.
Wow.
By Mia Scott, coming, crashing, and barehanding it.
First pitch to Parker is a strike.
But I got to say this, I love the execution from the freshman.
Big time.
That was a huge, well-executed bunt.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Parker, who's 1 for 2. It's in the dirt, ball 1. Veteran play, too, from Mia Scott over at third, who saw it right away and started charging from the moment she squared. She hadn't done that. The bases might be loaded right now. Here's the 1-1 to Parker. Inside. Oh, they're going to pick off Hannah Core at third. Core's caught in a rundown. Oh, she spun around from the tag, but they tagged her. Hannah Core thrown behind by Atwood, and they caught her. Just, I mean, a literal, DJ, step in the wrong direction by Core, and they caught her. 2 away.
Very uncharacteristic of Hannah Core on the base paths.
And Pickering wisely gets down to third. They're clarifying the count now. It's 2 balls and a strike for Ella Park. Pretty big play there by Texas to try to keep the Sooners from doing any damage here to respond in the 4th. Pitch to Parker is ripped foul.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, now you've got runner at third, 2 outs, and giving Mac Morgan a lifeline to get out of this inning. But I like your odds with Ella Parker.
I agree. Pitch is fouled off.
And you can just see, since Mac Morgan has entered this ballgame, every foul ball, whether it be from a lefty or a righty in this Sooner lineup, is going to the opposite side of the field. They're sitting a little bit later, letting the ball get a little bit deeper, because again, you don't have to worry so much about that up or down movement. Everything is kind of left or right, or it has that off speed. So we're watching these Sooner hitters foul everything off to the opposite side of the field.
2-2 is swung on and popped deep to center field. Is it deep enough? No. Caden Henry makes the catch on the warning track, and that'll do it. We head to the 5th inning. Oklahoma had opportunities but can't counter the 2 that Texas puts up. And as we head to the 5th, it's Oklahoma 6, Texas 2. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Whether Brahms is your stop for a burger and ice cream or your weekly trip for groceries from the fresh market, Brahms is proud to be a part of your family's tradition. Brahms Farm Fresh, for over 50 years, proud partner of Sooner Athletics. And from the Switzer Center to Owen Field, experience Oklahoma football like never before with an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Purchase your tickets today at Soonersports.com/stadium tours. We ought to do that for Loves.
I agree.
Yeah, Soonersports.com/Loves tours. I'll guide you through. To the 5th we go, 6-2. Oklahoma leads Texas, 8-9-1 hitters for the Horns. First pitch fouled off. Should mention our 5th innings all season long have been brought to you by the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. Enjoy great dining experiences at any of our restaurants. HalSmith.com.
Talk about how big these first 2 outs here of the 8-9.
The 0-1 pitch to Good is in for strike 2. She, by the way, is 0 for 1 with a ground out.
you can kind of feel those moments when you let a team off the hook, right? Runners in scoring position, nobody out, and you don't put a run on the board. Right after the Longhorns put up 2 in the top half.
0-2 is skied pretty deep to center field, but not deep enough. At the warning track, Abby Dayton makes the catch, and there is one away.
That's a huge first out for Landry. Again, obviously, in the 5th, but just getting some of that momentum out of that Longhorn dugout. Put the pressure back on them and give them a little bit of a reminder that they've still got quite a hill to climb, down 4 runs.
I mean, this is not like a one-run game here. Sooners still have a bit of a cushion, but you want to protect it. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Katie Bennett. Strikeout victim her last time up. She slaps that foul. That's DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. Our producer is Brian Freeman back in the Learfield studios. Thanks for hanging out for the Red River Rivalry, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Sooners put a single run on the board when they loaded the bases with no one out in the 2nd. And then in the 3rd, a grand slam home run from Ilana Agbayani. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back. It was 6-zip. Texas countered with 2 runs in the 4th. And after a 1-2-3, well, it wasn't quite a 1-2-3 inning for the Sooners last half inning. Had opportunities, but a base running error slowed it down. Texas tries to continue its fight back. The 0-2. Really good spot. Missed, though.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's a great spot. And such a difference in the misses from Sam Landry when she's working through the strike zone. I mean, that's a great 0-2 pitch.
Here's the 1-2, chopped over the head of Landry, charged by Agbayani, throws, bang, bang, play, got it.
What a game.
Wow, what a defensive play from Ilana Agbayani. There's 2 away.
I don't think that we can put into words how difficult of a play that is for a second baseman. That high, and it had that high hop too, right? And into no man's land, over the head of Landry. If it goes over the head of Landry, it had a super high hop on it. I just have to say that. But Ilana Agbayani fielding it, the quickness, and having to turn her body all the way to first base, that was big time. What a game for Agbayani.
I thought Bennett was going to beat it out. I thought they might challenge it, but Kristen Zaleski right away over at first shook her head and said no. Smart. Ashton Maloney brings 5 infielders in for the Sooners. Chopped right into it. Tough hop. Bobbled. Drop. That hurts. Because it was hit right into the shift. It'll be an error. And even though it was at the shortstop position, that's an E4. Now you got a runner aboard for Caden Henry, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
I'll wear that one. I feel like that's announcer's curse. I'll wear that one.
There's no such thing.
We'll call that EDJ.
There's no such thing. And she had been outstanding. Both her and Gabby have made some incredible plays up the middle. And I think if you want to go back to talk of those 2 players neither having committed an error this year, I think might have cursed it more than anything. Here's the first pitch to Caden Henry. Bounced foul down the first base line.
I love the change of speeds to open the count to Caden Henry. We've talked so much about Landry being in the strike zone first pitch. Henry expecting that. Her 3rd at-bat in this ball game. A pair of Ks so far, but attacking early, so love the change-up call.
0-1, a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sooners have not shifted anything, at least that I've noticed, Deej, defensively. Still core and center. A little shaded towards left center field where the shadows are starting to creep across on Abby Dayton and left, and Pickering pretty deep and right. There's a ground ball base hit into left field. Rounding second, but staying there is Henry. And now you got 2 on for Mia Scott. And 1 swing of the bat here could have me reevaluating giving up chewing my nails for 2025. Suddenly it gets very uncomfortable.
Well, and this is where Texas did their damage in the 4th, right?
That's
2
right.
outs going through the meat of this lineup, 3, 4, 5. So you got to be careful here. Again, keep the ball down. Let your defense work because you got a lot of options.
First pitch, that is down. Too low, ball 1. And Reese Atwood waits on deck. She walked and stole a base. Scored a run earlier. And if you're trying to, unfortunately, I don't think anyone's listening to us that are Texas fans, but if you're a Texas fan trying to write the script for a comeback, here you go. The 1-0 pitch from Landry is low ball 2.
Yeah, this feels like sort of that turning point in the ball game, right? Best hitter, 2 outs.
Mia Scott, by the way, with the home run in the 4th, extended her hitting streak now to 10 straight games. She's reached base in 14 straight games for Texas. She's out on the count, 2-0. Be careful here, Sam. The pitch is grounded to the right side. Base hit into right field. Rounding third, heading home. The throw is on time. It's on line, and she is out. She's out at the plate. Steve Singleton comes barreling out of the dugout, yelling at the home plate umpire. Now, the home plate umpire and the third base umpire are going to have a conversation. Are they going to change this call?
They're definitely going to look at it.
They changed the call. They called her safe.
I'll say this. What a throw from Pickering.
6-3. Maybe one of her best throws of the year. Well, watching the replay now, it didn't look like she ever had the chance to tag her, did she?
No.
And then I think if you challenge it in your Coach Gasso, it might be obstruction. Oh, the ball came out of her glove.
She didn't have the ball.
There you go. Great angle by the camera crew here. 6-3. Here's Reese Atwood with runners at first and third and 2 outs. The pitch, strike. Yeah, the ball had dropped out of the glove of Emmerling. We didn't even see it because her back was to us. Neither did the home plate umpire. Third base umpire came racing down, and they had a quick little conversation about it and changed the call. It's unfortunately the right call. It's 6-3. Here's the 0-1 to Reese. That gets away from Emmerling, and off to second goes Mia Scott. Mia Scott, by the way, 2 for 3 now with 2 RBI.
This is where Emmerling needs to calm down a little bit. And, I mean, that throw from Pickering on the money.
Would she have been out if she had caught that ball, you think?
I do. Now, I think the tag looked slow because obviously she didn't have the ball.
There's a line drive to right center field. It's down for a hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Scott. She'll score. It's 6-5. Texas right back in this game. And it all started on a 2-out error.
The Longhorns have scored every run of this ball game with 2 outs. Every single run they have put on the board. Now, 3 hits in a row that followed the error, but I wouldn't feel right to say that the defense could have gotten themselves out of this inning.
Right.
Right? I mean, we're going to see 1 error up on the board, but I can guarantee you, Coach Gasso thinks she's marking down. We're looking 2. We had a little bit of bobble by Hannah Core on that single just there. I mean, we're seeing a few things not quite looking right, and you even put the pass ball. That puts that runner in scoring position as well. I mean, you have 1 run off the board if you don't have the pass ball, the pitch before that as well. You got runners at first and third.
And this is, by the way, that moment where you are reminded that this is a very good Texas team. This is they've been sitting near the top of the polls for the entire season. They've been, not necessarily from a numbers perspective, cardiac kids like the Sooners have been. They don't have, I think they have 15 come from behind wins this year like OU does. But I'll tell you what, they've made this one uncomfortable. All the meetings are over. Jolie Mitchell digs in. Here's the first pitch from Landry. It's a little bit out, ball 1. And Emmerling even had that bobble in her glove a bit. 6-5. Texas responds to the Sooners 6 with 5 of their own. And Landry trying to get out of a 5th inning nightmare. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Jolie Mitchell. There's a strike, 1-1.
And I think this just sort of goes back to what we talked about when this game started, the seasoned maturity of Texas. And they've had a little bit of your ace gets knocked out of this game early. It's really easy to kind of get down.
Ground ball to short. Garcia backs up on it. We'll take the long way, throws to first, and that'll do it. But the damage is done. Kind of felt like Oklahoma was on the verge of a knockout blow, and then that bouncer that was mishandled by Akbayani. Maloney reaching on an error. Caden Henry with a single. An RBI from Mia Scott. A 2-run single from Reese Atwood. And it's craziness again as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Oklahoma 6, Texas 5. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway from Learfield.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger, just like you like it.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Randy Rogers Band, May 16th. Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall, June 6th.
My wife and I go to the supermarket, and the clerk says, "Do you want a bag for that?" "No, we're going to eat it here, okay?"
Nick Swartzen, June 7th.
If a girl's driving, I never call shotgun. I'm like trunk, glove compartment.
And Sawyer Brown, July 11th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right, because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Sooners. McEnroe Marina, Sid Sanders, and Ilana Agbayani. That's actually good news. That's where the Sooners have done their damage tonight. It's 6-5, though, a little tighter. Sooners are up 6-1 as the first pitch from Morgan is in for a strike. Texas has responded with 5 unanswered. Now we'll see what the Sooners can do to maybe start to get a little bit back. One pitch misses outside to Nelly. Nelly's 2 for 2 with a second inning double and a run scored, and a third inning single and a run scored.
It's wild to think about how many times this Sooner team has been in this position.
Line drive, right center field. That's up the alley. That's to the wall. Stay hot, kid. Nelly on her way to second. She'll slide in head first with a leadoff double. Her third hit of the night. And that thing got to the wall in a hurry so quick that the throw by Henry, if it was on line, might have made it somewhat interesting. 3-hit game for Nelly.
And that pitch kind of broke back over and back in to Nelly, and it just shows how well she is on time. She's 3 for 3, and all 3 hits have been opposite side of the field.
First pitch to Sid Sanders is a big swing. She was sitting on something, fouled it back. For Nelly, that's her 18th multi-hit game of the season and her 4th 3-hit game of the season. She might not be done tonight. Here's the 0-1. It's a Sanders low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just hitting gap to gap like that. I mean, that just makes you go, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter what you throw Nelly right now. She's seeing the ball well.
She stands at second as the 1-1 pitch. This is a little low and in, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Sooners trying to widen that lead. There's a pitch that just caught the outer edge.
I don't feel like that pitch has been a strike today. And
2-2 count. Here's the pitch to Sid. Popped up into shallow left field. Katie Bennett has a beat on it, makes the catch, and there's one away. Just got out in front of it a bit, and here's Ilana Agbayani, who has scorched the first pitch she's seen in each of her at-bats tonight. A first pitch single in the third that loaded the bases. A first pitch grand slam home run. A first pitch single in the second that loaded the bases. And a first pitch grand slam home run in the third. First pitch here. She swings and lines it deep to left field. It hits off the wall. Nelly rounds third. She'll head home. It's another big-time clutch hit from Ilana Agbayani. It's 7-5 Sooners on an RBI double that thuds off the wall in left field.
Talk about answering back. That rally for the Longhorns was started on an air by Agbayani, but you know what? Short memory and just continuing. 3 pitches that she's seen today. Quit throwing her there. Keep throwing her there, but quit throwing. The pitcher in me is going, quit throwing her there. You gotta love, I love watching what she does with pitches to the other side of the field.
Everyone's getting together in the circle. Patty Gasso has kind of slowed things down here because the Sooners are going to go to the bench. And they'll turn to Maya Bland. Maya Bland. She's been one of the more effective pinch hitters for the Sooners this season. And the left-handed hitting sophomore with a runner at second. First pitch, she takes a strike. It's all about matchups here. They like something in Bland's swing versus Morgan. I would assume Immerling would re-enter when the Sooners take to the field. There's a ball low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And what's so interesting about Bland's at-bats, again, coming in, getting those opportunities as a pinch hitter, it's been all or nothing. It's either a bomb.
Pop that one up. Is there room over there for Mia Scott, who gives chase? No. Ball and 2 strikes. Now, you were talking about all or nothing for Maya Bland. 267 average, has 8 hits. 3 of those 8 hits are home runs.
It's wild.
Including that go-ahead home run against Alabama. And the Sooners found a way. She lines this one deep to left field, slicing away from Katie Bennett now to play. She's strong, man.
Yeah, that was a defensive swing. I mean, her shoulders and head off of her hips and just kind of flailing, getting rid of the pitch to stay alive.
What do you think Coach Gasso was upset about? I think the quick pitch, she was letting the home plate umpire hear it.
Yeah, Mac Morgan, I mean, look at her. She is already, and you can see Maya Bland with the hand up. I mean, she's moving.
Runner at second. 1-2. This is low. 2-2. Good take there.
Again, I think something interesting is that argument. It gets a little tougher because of the pitch clock. I believe that. I think that I don't disagree with saying that she's moving too quickly, but
2-2 is a ball, strike 3 on the inside corner, and there's 2 away. 7-5 Sooners. Bland is retired, and here's Abby Dayton. Abby Dayton lined out her last time up on a leaping play at second. Mylene Good, she's 0 for 2 on the game.
Sorry, you could hear my distaste for the call. I think I can be okay with that call if it's been a strike all day, and it hasn't.
Dayton swings and loops one into center field. Henry comes racing in to make the catch, and that's a couple hard-hit balls for Abby Dayton. But the Sooners unable to add to their run in the 5th. 5th innings all season long have been brought to you by the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. Visit halsmith.com to learn about their variety of incredible restaurants. The Sooners continue to do damage in the 5th. All season long, the Sooners' second most runs scored have been in the 5th inning. That was their 61st 5th inning run of 2025. We head to the 6th. Oklahoma 7, Texas 5. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned
heard about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Here we go to the sixth, 7-5 Sooners. Katie Stewart leads it off, 6, 7, 8 hitters. Gonna have to deal with the top of the lineup one more time, and the first pitch from Sam Landry is a strike. If you want to know who's doing a whole lot for the state of Oklahoma, look no further than the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas, from contributing billions, education, funding medical research, and supporting the arts. They're deeply invested in the well-being of our state. 0-1, chased it, swing and a miss, strike two.
Good pitch. Really want to see Landry, the Sooner defense, settle in. Or I say settle in, settle down. Get some calm. 6 outs to go. You got a 2-run lead. Have some calm going through the bottom part of this lineup.
0-2, bounce towards third. Nice play on the short hop by Nelly. Long throw, got it. That looked pretty calm. You like that?
Calm on something that would eat up a lot of third basemen, right? I mean, she just made that look easy.
Well done. Well done. Here is Katie Simmons. Hit the ball hard to ground out last time up. She is 0 for 2 on the game. First pitch swinging is popped up on the infield. Gabby Garcia under it, makes the catch, and there are quickly 2 away here in the 6th.
Finish the inning. Longhorns have been an issue with 2 outs and 2 quick outs, no less, in the 4th, 5th, and now here again in the 6th. Finish the inning, take care of the 8-hole, and get back in that dugout.
First pitch, low and in, ball 1. Boy, what a crowd tonight. You guys have been awesome, even through some of the adversity. Got a little, still is a little bit anxious. You would feel good if you can get this pop-up caught. Racing out is Garcia. She makes the catch as Hannah Cora was racing in. That's a quick 1, 2, 3, 6. Chalk it up, as the kids would say, to things you love to see. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 7-5 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Power. It's more than what lights your home. It's what you do with it. And you do wonders. That's why OG&E works to make the way we bring you power even more reliable. The way you live is rapidly changing, so we're making your power even smarter. And as your energy needs change, we're working to keep your rates as low as possible. Because for power to work for everyone, we've got to make your power go further. At OG&E, we energize life.
Cruise In Auto Spa, Norman's Car Wash, Detail, and Oil Change Center, where you can get the 7-day clean car guarantee. Now you can join the Cruise In Mobile Text Club. Text OU Free Wash to 855-592-0764 and receive a free car wash courtesy of Cruise In Auto Spa. Located at 1235 West Main in Norman, make sure to visit their website for more information, cruisinautospa.com. Messaging and data rates may apply.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry! Deal ends April 26th. Don't miss out. Join today.
See Club for details.
7-5 Sooners as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. DJ new pitcher Citlali Gutierrez, a junior out of Stamford, Texas. She's had some good, some not so good outings against the Oklahoma Sooners. Pretty dominating performance against them last year during the regular season, and then Oklahoma lit her up the rest of the times they saw her in 2024.
Yeah, it's been again, just kind of a tale of two pitchers for Gutierrez against the Sooners here as of late. But again, she's got good stuff, just like every pitcher on the staff. But one thing for Gutierrez from time to time is not being in the strike zone. And the Sooners have taken advantage of it.
A complete game 6-hitter last April, in which she allowed 1 run, struck out 2, and walked 2. Core bounces this one foul as Hannah Core leads it off for the Sooners. 7-5 Oklahoma, bottom of the 6th inning. And then whenever Oklahoma faced Sidlali Gutierrez in the Big 12 championship game, 7 hits, 5 runs. She did strike out 10 Sooners in that game, and Oklahoma was all over in the championship series. As the 1-1 pitch misses, 2 balls and a strike. 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 3, walked 3. Only lasted 4 batters in game 1 of that championship series did Gutierrez against the Sooners. 2-1, bounced back to Sidlali, makes the catch, throws 1 away. And at the top of the lineup in Cassidy Pickering. Get your kids into the game and behind the scenes by joining the Sooner Kids Club. Membership includes a free admission to over 70 sporting. Membership includes free admission to over 70 sporting events. The Sooner Swag Pack featuring a replica football jersey and a VIP experience all year long. Check it out, Soonersports.com/Kids Club to join today. All right, here's Cassidy. 1-for-2 night for Cassidy. There's one all the way to the backstop. Walked her last time up, singled, and then had the leaving early call in the 3rd. You heard the oohs and the ahs from the crowd on that. That thing hit the backstop with authority. Here's the 1-0 to Pickering. That's out, low, ball 2. We'll take it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the thing about Gutierrez is that big miss that went to the backstop. That won't be the last one we see. And I don't mean that as a knock. She's wild. As she falls behind here, that ball misses low in the dirt, 3-0. But I said it when she entered this game. Control has been an issue against the Sooners. And it's not just the amount of walks. It's putting herself in position with uncompetitive pitches to have to come over the strike zone.
Pickering's offered at a few 3-0 pitches this year. She takes strike 1 there. There's a part of me that wants to say she homered on a 3-0 pitch earlier this season.
Yeah.
It's a 3-1 count here, though. 7-5 Sooners were in the 6th. She checked her swing, didn't matter. That off-speed found the inside edge.
And Gutierrez, she throws at 3 different speeds. She just doesn't have that velocity in changeup. She also mixes in somewhere in between, so it takes a minute to get that rhythm and get that timing.
There's ball 4. It actually hit Pickering. And she'll head down to first. And remind you about a couple of our great sponsors, Riverwind Casino. Their newly remodeled gaming floor is almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind is always a good time. And at the end of the night tonight, we'll bring you our OG&E play of the game. OG&E, we energize live. Time's called here. Patty Gasso has made her way out. Looks like Tia Malloy is going to pinch run here. Second walk of the day for Pickering. Oklahoma Career Tech is preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Visit poweredbyokcareertech.com to begin your career development journey today. All right, here's Gabby Garcia with Malloy pinch running at first. 7-5 game, could always use a little bit more insurance.
Without a doubt, especially knowing where you're at in this Texas lineup, 9-1-2. So having to go through the meat of the Longhorn lineup in the 7th.
First pitch ball to Gabby, who has a home run and a sac bunt in today's game. How about that?
And that sac bunt, I mean, unfortunately, it got wasted.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Runner's not going. Ball 2 inside. Oh, hold on here. Hold on. Did they not give her credit for a sac bunt? No, they are not. Oh, I tried, Gabby. The official stats did not give credit for a sac bunt on that. She's 1 for 2 on the day. There's a pitch that misses up. Oh, called a strike.
Why not?
Oh, no, but you know what? That's right. I apologize. The scoreboard has her at 1 for 3. And so that's what threw me off.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She did get credit for the sacrifice month the last time up. I got your back, Gabby. Don't worry. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and misses ball 3. Garcia takes a little walk. Yeah, no, my bad.
I was sitting here going, I'm like, she got hosed. I'm like, fix it. It needs to be fixed.
You wanted me to walk down and talk to Brock for you.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing, buddy? My bad. That's on me. It's my second error tonight. 3 balls and a strike. Gutierrez rocks and fires. There's a strike right on that upper edge of the zone.
And that's a tough pitch to track. It kind of loops in, but it's not. I mean, that pitch still came in at 60 miles an hour. It kind of looped in and had something taken off of it, but it's just a really tough pitch to be on time for.
3-2, swing and a miss. The throw down on McLoy's steal attempt is on time. They tag her on the face, and it's the worst case scenario for the Sooners is strike him out, throw him out, and Malloy got smacked in the face. We'll see if she's okay, but she's under her own power as she races towards the Sooner dugout. Well, hopefully that's the last time we see the Sooner hitters, but they weren't able to add to it as we head to the 7th. It's 7-5, Oklahoma. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Reporting your company's beneficial ownership information is quick, secure, and free, and it helps protect U.S. national security. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
Well, it looks like we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching on the TV side. They have shifted the TV broadcast because of the NBA start time. I felt like we were cooking, man. They were getting us through innings quick, pushed past the top of the hour, 7 o'clock. So the game is shifted over to ESPN News. We got you covered with DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Oklahoma 7, Texas 5. First pitch of the 7th is low and away to the pinch hitter here with one of the most uniquely spelled but easy to pronunciate last names, Vanessa Quiroga. And when you look at his Quiroga, you're like, no, pronounced exactly how it's spelled. The 1-0 pitch to Quiroga is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the 9-hole where Katie Bennett was 0 for 2 tonight. Seven runs on 10 hits for the Sooners, 5 on 6 for Texas. 5 runs on 6 hits. That 1-1 pitch just misses a little low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quiroga, a .262 hitter. But whenever Mike White has called upon her to lead off an inning, she's hitting .444.
That's a stat.
Right? Here's the 2-1. Fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I really like that pitch. Landry behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike, and able to even it up. So huge pitch in this at-bat to get herself back into a pitcher's count, 2-2.
Landry's ready. The crowd is standing. The pitch, fouled back, good cut.
This crowd has been on it all night. You get the feeling. Sooner fans are softball savvy, but they know how important this at-bat is.
And I think they get how important this series is, too, right? And maybe even more so getting game one of the series. You don't also want to be in a situation where you lost when you were up 6-0 either. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up, left. Ooh, that hit off the front awning of the overhang and came right back down. I was hoping that trajectory might be a little bit more favorable, but no. Oh, from any broadcast. Oh, wow. Buckle up. Here comes the 2-2 from Landry. Off speed, grounded to the right side. It's a race to the bag between her and Sanders. Sid won it. One away.
Huge out, and what a great pitch from Landry. Off speed, getting Quiroga out on her front foot after a solid battle. Huge, huge, huge. Keeping her off the base paths as this lineup rolls back around to the top.
Ashton Maloney, who the Sooners have implemented the 5 infielder shift, which brings Abby Dayton in to play second base. There's only 2 hitters on the right side of the infield. There's 2 fielders, pardon me, on the right side of the infield. 3 on the left with a very tightly drawn in Nelly. Gabby Garcia shaded towards her. Ilana in the traditional shortstop spot. And there's a line drive over the head of Garcia. Into left field, it's a base hit. Texas will bring the tying run to the plate in Caden Henry. I mean, she just went down and went with that pitch low and away. Really good piece of hitting there. Henry's 1 for 3. Strikeout victim in the first and the fourth, and then singled and scored a run in the 5th, which again was a rally that started on a hit from Ashton Maloney. And she is dangerous. The Sooners have not shown an ability to slow down the running game from Texas so far tonight, or at least any attempt that Texas has made on the running game. First pitch, Henry grounds to the right side. Oh, it's dropped by Sanders, and no one's at the bag.
And this is where, again, that's going to be in the scorebook as an error, and you can just see Sydney Sanders trying to be quick, but you have to have that sense of urgency without being rushed, and you can just see Sydney Sanders rushing, coming up too early. I think her mind immediately thought, do I have a play at second base?
Yeah.
And came up too quickly instead of working for the out.
First pitch to Mia Scott is low for ball 1. Mia Scott represents the tying run in this game. No, I'm sorry, the go-ahead run in this game. The tying run is Henry over at first. Grounded out to second. We could use that again right here, Mia. That was back in the first inning. The 1-0 is an off-speed that falls in for a strike.
And this is where the Sooner defense needs to do what we see them do day in and day out. Work for your lead runners, but right now you're working for outs. You're 2 outs away from closing this game out.
1-1. Ooh, that just missed outside. 2-1, and Mia Scott kind of gives the wave to it like it was outside.
And it was out. It was on the chalk. It's a great location, and I get the frustration of Sooner fans. You can hear the groans, but it's a ball, and it's been a ball all day.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from Sam. Grounded to the right side. Nice play out by Sanders. She'll step on the bag to get the out, and there's 2 away. Ooh. You exhale only for a moment, because here comes Reese Atwood, who the last time she was up in a similar situation drove in 2 runs.
Make your pitches. Keep the ball down. That drop ball has been very effective throughout the day, and Coach Rocha coming out to have a chat. But here's the deal. It's got good downward movement. Reese Atwood is such a good hitter, and you're going to throw that drop ball, but you've got to get it either a little bit off the plate in the river, or you've got to get it in on her hands.
Sooner Softball brought to you by Sonic. Try the Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic. And while Jen Rocha talks to the Sooner starter, Sam Landry, we'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. Welcome to Love's Field with DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. The Sooners jumped up 6-0 in this game In the bottom of the fourth inning, Texas responded with 5 unanswered. Oklahoma gave themselves a little bit of cushion in the bottom half of the fifth, thanks to a leadoff double from Nelly and another RBI from Ailana Agbayani. Texas brings the go-ahead run to the plate with the tying run at second. Second and third, 2 outs. We're ready to go. Landry versus Atwood, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1.
This is where you think, too, I mean, outfield playing pretty straight up because you have to give Atwood the respect she deserves with the power. You don't want to get burned, but you also have to be in a position to try to throw Henry out at the plate.
You pitching a rounder here?
Potentially.
1-0 misses outside, 2-0. I think they are, DJ.
Yep, and you can see Emmerling set up in the other batter's box. Yeah, it's going to be
an intentional walk.
Yep. And
what do you think of the strategy?
I think you don't let somebody who's 2 for 2 with a walk and one of the best hitters in the lineup beat you. You make someone else do it.
There's ball 4.
That's what I mean.
Well, here we go. Jolie Mitchell, who's 1 for 3 on the night, does have an RBI single in the 4th. Bats with the bases loaded, 2 outs. It's a 2-run Sooner lead. Mike White's going to bring a pinch runner in to run over at first.
But yeah, I completely
Dale
agree.
Wallace, by the way, running there.
But make someone else do it. And if you don't, I mean, we talk about it all the time, don't let one of the best hitters in the lineup do it. And that's not taking anything away from Julie Mitchell, right? She swings it extremely well, but you play the odds. You don't just play the odds of stats throughout the season or throughout conference. You play the odds of what hitters have done against your pitcher. And you got Mitchell, who grounded out into a 4-6-3 double play. Ground ball to shorten her last at bat. So you play the odds.
Sooner defense is deep at the infield. Relative depth in center. First pitch just missed on the inside edge. Ball 1.
And that's a good spot.
What a scene right now. Everyone standing at Love's Field. Bases loaded, full of horns. Sooners up 7-5. The 1-0 from Landry. That's a strike, 1-1.
That's a good change of speeds. What a confident pitch. 1-0, bases loaded, and throwing off speed.
1 ball, 1 strike. Landry misses low, 2-1. Mitchell, by the way, 405 average. So, I mean, this is another impressive bat for Texas.
Yes.
44 runs batted in, 12 home runs. The 2-1 pitch from Landry. In for strike 2 on the off speed. She took something off of it, and Mitchell watched it. Listen to this place. I mean, listen to this place tonight.
Throw it again.
You'll know. You'll know. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul.
Also off speed. I mean, you can just see Mitchell, and that was not a she fought it off with that was a flat out I barely got a piece of it because I was so far on my front foot. Again, sets up the rise, sets up the drop.
The next pitch from Landry will be her 118th pitch of the night. The 2-2. Oh, it's a wild pitch. It gets away from Emmerling. Here comes a run. It's 7-6. It got away from Emmerling, and Maloney scored from third.
And that pitch, again, 3 off-speed pitches in a row. You've got Maloney out, or excuse me, Mitchell out on her front foot, and you bring the drop ball inside. It just got away from Landry.
Here comes the 3-2. Sam popped up, center field. Core calls off everyone, makes the catch. Ball game. what a thriller. And Oklahoma takes game one. Thanks to a massive night from Ilana Agbayani, the Sooners hold off the Horns, and they win it 7-6. The Sooners on the season improved to 43-6 overall. They're now 14-5 in SEC play. Texas falls to 42-7 overall. 13-6 in SEC play. The Sooners get their 40th win of the season. They're 40-5. They improve to 14-5 in the SEC to keep pace with Texas A&M, who has a big one against Arkansas. We're on our way to the field for the post-game show next. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Champions know the value of preparation, commitment, and choosing the right team. Just ask Oklahoma stars Kinsey Hansen and Kobe McKenzie.
Kobe and I know a thing or two about great teams, and when it came to finding the perfect engagement ring, BC Clark was the clear MVP.
From the moment I walked in, I knew I was in the right place. BC Clark treated us like family, from the quality, the service, and the experience.
Every love story deserves a championship ring. I am Coleman Clark. BC Clark is proud to be a sponsor of OU Athletics.
Craving a getaway? Let your taste buds take a trip with Brahm's new Aloha Burger Crave and Save combo. This still includes a double cheeseburger stacked with 2 juicy hamburger patties, melty provolone, fresh grilled pineapple, crisp spinach, ripe tomato, and Brahm's signature dipping sauce, all on a sweet Hawaiian bun fresh from Brahm's Bakery. Pair it with Brahm's golden crinkle-cut fries and a hand-dipped milkshake, all for just $8.89. Now that's the deal we're saying aloha to.
Looking to declutter? Donate to Goodwill Central Oklahoma today. Your gently used clothes, furniture, and household items don't just make room in your home, they help create opportunities for people in our community. When you donate to Goodwill, you're supporting job training, employment services, and more. It's a simple way to give back and make a real impact. Drop off your donations at any Goodwill location or schedule a pickup today. Visit okgoodwill.org to learn more. Goodwill Central Oklahoma, changing lives, one donation at a time.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
In the heart of Norman, where the fans are loud and Sooner spirit soars, there's a team caring for our community with the same level of passion. Norman Regional, Norman's leader in health and wellness care. Just as we stand behind our Sooner softball team, Norman Regional stands behind you. From orthopedics to heart care and the routine checkups that keep you on your A-game, Norman Regional is dedicated to providing the best care right because this is our home turf and we're committed to keeping it healthy, strong, and vibrant. Visit normanregional.com or call 405-515-5000 today.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home?
I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
We're down on the field. We're down on the field with head coach Patty Gasso. Final score 7-6. I mean, how about this crowd here tonight, Coach?
Oh my gosh, it was the best I've ever felt, especially here at Love's. It was amazing. They were great. Really helped us.
This is one of those games, right, where it's so many good things, but I know there's got to be some things that you still, I don't want to say frustrated by, but you want to see cleaned up. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not wanting to call anybody out. If you watched it, you could see some of the things that cost us runs on base pass and maybe on the field as well. So I think Sam fought her tail off. We came out and we did it the right way, but you could feel we were losing momentum, and then the mistakes started happening, and we could have walked out of here sooner and with a little bit better score there, but we'll take it the way we can get it, because that's SEC. What you're looking at on the scoreboard here is SEC play. It's hard.
How about Ilana tonight at the plate?
Phenomenal. Just so locked in, so easy to watch. It was great for her. I think she's been waiting to explode, and this is the right time for it.
And I know everyone's waiting on you, but you mentioned to jump out quick, to see this team do this. Tegan Kavan's outstanding. We'll see more of her this weekend, but that was a pretty good early statement, wasn't it?
It was. I got to tell you, the fans motivated us, and I know it was hard to play. It's hard to play in front of that. So the fans really got us motivated. They fired us up, and I trust that it's going to be the same the next 2 days, because we really need the help. But it was a fun game to watch, exciting game to watch.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
That's head coach Patty Gasso. And again, DJ, I think there's certain things from tonight that are, like Coach said, she's not going to come out here and individually call anyone out. But we know where those frustrations came. A couple of tough plays at first, a couple tough plays at second. A couple mistakes behind the plate, a base running mistake. If you're going to win a championship, right, or at the very least in this challenging conference, put yourself in position to host a super regional. You can't have mistakes like that.
No, and I feel a little bit. I feel like we call it how it is, and
that's right.
Those are the types of mistakes that you don't want to see this time in the year. Now, with that being said, the fact that you're still beating Texas with 2 errors on the board, right? A couple of base running mistakes. There's 2 errors on the board, but that's not the only defensive errors that there were. Giving up 6 runs, and you're still able to walk away with a win over Texas. There's your silver lining, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You get wins where you can get them. I don't feel right sitting here and picking things apart, because I feel like there's enough of that goes on in this program.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, you take your win against a very, very good Texas team, and the beauty of it is that it was very far from perfect, and you still walked away on the W side, because if you're Texas, the feeling I would have being on that team and on that coaching staff is you just let one slip away, because you had an OU team that just put up